play well a lot. If they don't play well a lot, I mean, they have to play well. And I think it's important that a couple of those guys really emerge as true game changers. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what you got to have. The guys out wide have to change the game. They need to make the great catches, change the field position, put numbers on the scoreboard. And I think we have the ability to do that, but that's going to be their challenge. I mean, you have that, but they have to go do it. And I think, we have to give them the opportunity to do it, and they have to go do it. And I think we're very capable of doing it. And I think that's very important. But I think it's important in today's football game that the guys out wide change the game. If they don't, you're going to have a hard time.
Opportunity for a guy like Bracy to get in there because of this speed.
Oh, I don't think there's no doubt. I mean, we'll evaluate them all and see if there's a role or something he does well. And, because we haven't had a chance to work with him or be around him to see how far he is and where he's at. But, any time a guy has that kind of speed and big playability, you have to judge where he's at.
Do you like the new 14 playoff, or would you rather have 18 so you have a better chance to get in there?
You do have 18. You got your conference champion playoffs. See, I've always said that your championship game is really a playoff game. Now, everybody should have one. Everybody doesn't. There's one team that doesn't. I'm an advocate of that. But I still think that's a playoff game, whether we say it or not. That's your first round of the playoffs. One goes on. And I like the playoff, but I do not want to get away from the bowl system. I think the bowl system is one of the things that makes college football very unique, and it's one of the reasons a lot of programs like Boise and some of those programs were able to sell being able to go to a bowl game, sell winning tradition, allow them to get to the level in which they were at. And the consistent, and it's one of the great experiences that college athlete has. We're so caught up in the championship, we're forgetting it's still about the student athlete. We can get the championship and we're in the Final Four, but I still think the bowl system is a very critical part. It's one of the great experiences for a college athlete.
How does the ACC progress so that they can regularly be one of those leagues with a team in that 14 semifinals?
Just got to play better. We just got to play better, be more consistent. I mean, we've had good teams. We just haven't had the 12-1, 13-0 team. We have to have one of those teams to go through run the gamut.
Jimbo, because of the injuries on the offensive line and other factors, you guys got to it last year where even third and short, fourth and short, you almost couldn't try to run sometimes. How much did that affect?
Oh, it affects everything. I mean, you have to, when you're a really good football team, you're physical on both sides of the line, defensive line and offensive line. And, some of it, whether it would be offensive lineman missed a block, a running back missed a block, or a back missed a cut, sometimes it was that. It was a combination. I think a lot of it came from you had a different back a lot of times. You had a different set of linemen. The continuity on offense, I think is, and I say this all the time, it's harder to be good on offense than defense. Not because of an offensive coach, because timing, rhythm, consistency. Effort and toughness sometimes on defense, when you don't think it's technically right, can make up on offense. Sometimes it's like a golf. The harder you try, the farther you get it out of bounds. You know what I mean? And I think that continuity and then getting back is a priority for us, but just we're going to have to make that an issue. And you got to be able to, in your play calling, and to be able to hang your hat on it.
With all the running backs having some questions, what are the chances we see Lonnie Pryor run the football more this year from the tailback position?
Some, but I think from everything I'm getting, they say Chris Thompson and Devontae felt as good as they've ever felt. Wilder's there, but Lonnie will get the ball. He'll run the football.
Jimbo, President Barron had mentioned to the BOT meetings about having bigger out-of-conference games in terms of the economic